You're listening to Independent TV7. As it is, finally, DSS brings Emefiele to court over illegal possession of firearms. The Department of State Services, DSS, has brought Godwin Emefiele, suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), to court. DSS operatives arrived at the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos, around 9:18 a.m. on Tuesday, with Emefiele in tow. Now, Emefiele is scheduled to be arraigned before Nicholas Oweibo, the presiding judge, over alleged possession of firearms. On the 9th of June, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu suspended Emefiele and asked him to transfer his responsibilities to Folashodun Adebisi Shonubi, the Deputy Governor, Operations Directorate. The day after, the DSS announced that Emefiele was in its custody for some investigative reasons. Through his lawyer, Joseph Daudu, Emefiele filed a suit against the DSS, Department of State Services, and the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, seeking an enforcement of his fundamental human rights. Wow. Then, on July 13th, a Federal Capital Territory High Court ordered the DSS to charge Emefiele to court if they have criminal allegations against him. Hamza Muazu, presiding judge, had said the former CBN governor should be released on bail if he is not taken to a competent court within a week. Now, if Emefiele is being arrested for illegally possessing firearms, then Nnamdi Kanu, who has been roped that he possessed firearms or possesses terrorism, and there have been allegations and terrorism charges against him, because if I would check vividly, I'll say Godwin Emefiele has been accused also now. But he had a narrative when Nnamdi Kanu had issues with the federal government that maybe what they were saying was true, and he was in support. And they've said it that if you can't beat them, you join them. But in a case whereby you don't want to join them, they will rope you. In this All Progressive Congress administration, APC and administration, it happened in Buhari's administration, is happening also in Tinubu's administration. And also court has rejected federal government's objection. Yes, Emefiele's bail application also. That's what it is. But in a case where there are no counsels, there are no advocates, there are nobody to advocate for Godwin Emefiele. I believe Godwin Emefiele is getting old day by day. He's getting aged just because of somewhat allegation or thereabout. So very, very appalling that Nigeria has deteriorated to that level whereby nothing works again, or even if it's working, they wouldn't want it to work, or they may not want it to work, and that is the problem. Godwin Emefiele, the governor of the suspended Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), is filing a bail application, has filed the application in his alleged gun possessions trial, but the Federal High Court in Lagos rejected her claim. Now, Justice Nicholas Oweibo made a brief decision on the matter, stating that there was proof that the government had been served. Godwin Emefiele's attorneys, fine, I like that word, Godwin Emefiele's attorneys. That means he has counsel, he has an advocate or advocators that can advocate for him on his case. Godwin Emefiele's attorneys, led by Joseph Dauda, is a senior advocate of Nigeria, also has submitted the bail application. Now, lawyer Dauda noted that his client had satisfied all requirements to make the application ripe for hearing, and requested that the court hear the requested issue or narrative for bail on self-recognition or recognizance, whichever way. He added that the court's file contained the proof of service that had been approved by the Federation Attorney General (AGF). Full stop. Additionally, Dauda requested that the court overturn the Department of State Securities, which is the DSS, He should overturn the state of the security oppression of his client, one which led to his arrest and hearing of the bail application. He declared that oppression should come to an end. However, Justice Oweibo was informed by the government's attorney, also a deputy director of public prosecution (DDPP), Nkiru Jones Nego, that she had not looked at the application because the country no longer has an AGF after the previous administration ended. What? Again, repeatedly, I would say, however, Justice Oweibo was informed by the government's attorney, a deputy director of public prosecution, which is DDPP, Nkiru Jones Nego, that she had not looked at the application because the country no longer has an AGF. Wow! After the previous administration ended. Oh my God! So Nigeria does not have an attorney general for the federation as at hand. You see that things are becoming awkward in this Tinubu's administration. Why won't a country have a AGF? That means Tinubu is the AGF. Whatever he says is what he says, and there is no appointee yet. Oh, well, furthermore, we looked into the defendant's detention even through the agency. She claimed both. We were unable to locate any. I haven't looked at this application yet. I haven't received it yet, and once we do, we are like to respond. With all due respect to the court, we are requesting a date so that we can respond to both the legal issues and the application's facts, which I just saw this morning. Well, Justice Oweibo wrote a decision dismissing the federal government's objections after being inspired by the argument. And the last time I checked, objection sustained, objection overruled, but none was here. But what has been said by Justice Oweibo, which he wrote a decision dismissing the federal government's objections after being inspired by the argument. Okay, objections now is plural. That means there are so many objections either being overruled or sustained, but whichever dismissed the objection, which Justice Oweibo wrote a decision also dismissing that. Wow, Nigeria is just a zoo. Let me put it that way. And just a zoo, because if the country as big as Nigeria, a republic that has a constitution, that even the constitution, which is democracy, was adopted from the United States, that means Nigeria is a zoo, truly. Because if we check vividly, we'll see that the United States that we adopted democracy from, I don't want to know how they have gone on recession or thereabout, but I believe they are doing it the way the constitution is supposed to be followed, or they follow the system. They comprehend with the system, not in Nigeria whereby some persons are unruly, some persons are outlaw. So if someone is outlaw or unruly in a country, that means that's a rebellion. Now the politicians are showing their prowess through that they are rebellious against the constitution, the democracy we adopted, which says the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Everybody must be connected. If this one, that one do not agree as per the policy, that means there is no base. Now, the submission of the Nigerian government would say does not hold water, even if they have none. Well, time may not permit us to go for that. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain. I'd like you to share your views in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Independent TV 7. Also, click on the bell notification icon to get more information, more news, more updates. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.